The following content has been generated with artificial intelligence under minimal human supervision. The data presented may contain errors or inaccuracies. The opinions expressed in this content do not necessarily reflect the vision, position, or values of Digi-all. We recommend verifying critical information with additional sources before making decisions based on this content.
Welcome to Digi-all Tech News. Today is Thursday, March 12th, 2026. I'm Kylie Brooks, and this is where technology becomes clear and engaging. The US military is actively using AI to help plan air attacks against Iran, with lawmakers demanding greater oversight and transparency to ensure human judgment remains central to life-or-death decisions. Amazon employees report that the company's aggressive AI push is actually slowing down work and increasing their workload, with surveillance and forced adoption creating a demoralizing environment. Atlassian is cutting 10% of its global workforce, approximately 1,600 jobs, directly attributing the layoffs to the AI era and its impact on workforce needs. Nvidia has invested in Murati's Thinking Machines lab and agreed to supply advanced Vera Rubin AI chips under a multi-year deal, strengthening the startup's computing power. Anthropic has filed 2 federal lawsuits against the Trump administration, challenging the Pentagon's decision to blacklist the company as a national security risk. Let's start with a story that raises serious questions about the role of artificial intelligence in military operations. According to NBC News, the US military is now using AI systems from Palantir, which incorporates Anthropic's Claude AI, to help identify potential targets for airstrikes in Iran. This is happening as Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth pushes to integrate AI more centrally into combat operations. Now here's where it gets concerning. Multiple lawmakers are calling for urgent oversight. Representative Jill Tokuda of Hawaii put it bluntly, human judgment must remain at the center of life or death decisions. And Representative Sarah Jacobs from California warned that AI tools aren't 100% reliable. They can fail in subtle ways, yet operators continue to overtrust them. The stakes couldn't be higher. Admiral Brad Cooper of US Central Command defended the technology, saying AI helps sift through vast amounts of data in seconds, turning processes that used to take hours or days into seconds. But he also emphasized that humans will always make final decisions on what to shoot. The tension here is palpable. Anthropic, whose AI is being used in these operations, has actually clashed with the Pentagon over restrictions on military use. And that tension has now escalated into a legal battle, which brings us to our next story. Anthropic, the company behind the Claude AI system, has filed 2 federal lawsuits against the Trump administration. They're challenging the Pentagon's decision to label the company a national security supply chain risk and cut off its technology from federal use. The core issue? Anthropic believes this is retaliation for their refusal to remove safeguards that prevent their AI from being used for autonomous weapons or domestic surveillance. This is a fascinating clash between ethical AI development and government military needs. Anthropic insists that current AI systems simply aren't reliable enough for autonomous weapons capable of selecting and attacking targets without human control. They've also objected to using their technology for domestic surveillance. The Defense Department, including Secretary Hegseth, insisted the system must remain available for all lawful military uses. After negotiations collapsed, the Pentagon designated Anthropic a supply chain risk, and President Trump directed federal agencies to stop using their technology. Anthropic is now arguing First and Fifth Amendment violations, claiming this designation is an unprecedented application of national security powers against a US technology company simply for taking an ethical stance. This case could set major precedents for how AI companies navigate government contracts and ethical boundaries. Switching gears to the corporate world, Amazon is facing significant internal pushback over its aggressive AI integration. According to The Guardian, employees report that the company's AI tools, like the internal system called Cairo, are frequently generating flawed or sloppy code that requires extensive corrections. One developer described it as trying to AI my way out of a problem that AI caused. A supply chain engineer noted that AI is helpful only about 1 in 3 attempts. Yet employees face surveillance through dashboards tracking AI usage, with managers monitoring adoption rates aiming for 80% weekly use. The pressure is intense. CEO Andy Jassy's June email urging AI embrace predicted workforce reductions and sparked a petition by over 1,000 workers against what they called the aggressive rollout. This comes as Amazon has cut 30,000 jobs, nearly 10% of its corporate workforce, in just the last 4 months. While Amazon claims the layoffs aren't AI-driven, they're simultaneously investing $200 billion in AI infrastructure and $50 billion in OpenAI. The disconnect between leadership's AI enthusiasm and employee reality is creating what experts call a new stage in employer relations. The AI-driven workforce transformation isn't just happening at Amazon. Atlassian, the company behind Jira, Trello, and Confluence, announced it's cutting 1,600 jobs, roughly 10% of its global workforce. CEO Mike Cannon-Brookes was remarkably direct about the reason. He stated, and I quote, "It would be disingenuous to pretend AI doesn't change the mix of skills we need, or the number of roles required in certain areas. It does." This follows similar cuts at Block, where CEO Jack Dorsey explicitly tied nearly half of their workforce reduction to AI advancements. Atlassian isn't just cutting, they're also acquiring, with deals for the browser company, makers of the Arc and Dia browsers, and developer intelligence platform DX. Their Chief Technology Officer Rajiv Rajan is also stepping down March 31st. The company expects these layoffs to cost between $225 and $236 million, primarily in severance payments. What we're seeing is a fundamental restructuring of tech workforces as companies reposition for what they're calling the AI era. Finally, some positive news from the AI investment world. Nvidia has made a significant investment in Thinking Machines Lab, the AI startup founded by former OpenAI CTO, Mira Murati. Under a multi-year deal, Thinking Machines will deploy Nvidia's upcoming Vera Rubin AI accelerators, which offer computing power of at least 1 gigawatt. To put that in perspective, that's approximately the power used by about 750,000 homes. This partnership highlights Nvidia's strategy of backing AI companies while ensuring demand for their powerful computing infrastructure. Thinking Machines Lab, which has hired dozens of ex-OpenAI researchers, launched its debut product Tinker in October. The platform helps developers refine large language models. The company has been discussing raising new funding at a valuation of approximately $50 billion. According to Murati, this partnership will help develop AI systems that users can create and modify to suit their needs. It's a smart move by Nvidia, creating what industry observers call a circular ecosystem, investing in companies that are also customers of their technology. Today's stories paint a complex picture of AI's growing role in our world. From military applications raising ethical concerns, to corporate workforce transformations, to legal battles over AI governance, we're witnessing a technology that's reshaping society faster than our institutions can adapt. The tension between innovation and oversight, between efficiency and ethics, will likely define the next chapter of the AI revolution. We'll be following these developments closely. Thank you for staying informed with Digi-all Tech News. We'll be back with more updates as they develop.